Unfortunately, I'm in thousands of dollars of debt, but fortunately, that qualifies me to do the debt-free tag. I have a lot new subscribers, and I figured that you guys haven't gotten to know me very well, so I figured that I would do this debt-free tag so that you can learn a little bit more about me. So we're about to get real close and personal and all up into my details. So before we do that, go ahead and tap that like button because it lets everybody know that this is the place to be to learn about personal finances and to see me work my way through this whole debt-free journey. So I appreciate you for tapping that like button. So we're gonna get straight into the debt-free tag right now. So the debt-free tag has 5 questions. No one has tagged me, but I figured this would be a good chance for you to get to know me a little bit better. And so I'm going to go through each of those 5 questions. I haven't really gone over the questions yet. I just kind of figured, let me do this video. So I pulled the questions from another video and I haven't really read them or came up with my answers yet. So we're going to figure out the answers to those questions now. So the first question is, when did you start your debt-free journey? I started my debt-free journey back in October 2017. I recently graduated from my PhD program in public health. I graduated in August 2017, and then I started a postdoctoral fellowship at the Centers for Disease Control here in Atlanta, which is what brought me to Atlanta in the first place. And that's when I started to make some money. But before I got to Atlanta, I was already preparing to be on this debt-free journey. But I didn't have any money, so I couldn't really get started. So what I did in the meantime was read books so that I could be prepared and know what to do with the money that I was expecting to earn with my postdoctoral fellowship. So I read books like Your Money in Your 30s, You're a Badass at Making Money, Broke Millennial, and those are 3 books that I highly recommend for really getting yourself focused on how to approach personal finances. And I really like Your Money Life in Your 30s because it really helped me figure out how to do the whole budgeting thing. So I'll have those videos linked down in the description box if you're interested in checking them out. But even before then, I had always had an affinity for personal finance. I really wanted to do well with money, but I just was poor at it. I just didn't do well at it. Like, I had the intrinsic motivation to do it because I wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to have the life that I wanted to have, but I just failed at it. And part of it was because I just wasn't making money consistently. And so I just was making poor decisions. But before, like years ago, actually when I graduated from my master's program, so I guess there's this thing like when I'm graduating from schools, I get into like reading books, but I read I'll Teach You How to Be Rich. I read the book, I'll Teach You to Be Rich, and that gave me an idea of how to do some of these things that I now do now, such as automating my financing, saving and investing in Roth IRAs and things like that. And actually some of the bank accounts that I have now, I learned about them through the book, I'll Teach You to Be Rich. And he has since updated the book and released a new version this year. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, but I do have that link down in the description box as well if you're interested in checking it out. But I read those books and I prepared myself, prepare my mind as well to be on this journey. And I also, at that time in October 2017, got my budget together, but also tried to figure out other ways to increase my income. So I started doing Instacart at that time, but I also applied for Shipt, Postmates. I think those were the 3 that I applied for at that time. And then I started making lots of money with Instacart, and that really jump-started my debt-free journey. And I really highly recommend Instacart. And a really cool thing that I had no clue about at that time was that Instacart has a sign-up bonus. It is so awesome, the sign-up bonus that they have. You can earn up to $1,500 with their sign-up bonus. if you do anywhere from like 10 to 55 batches. That's the most I've seen so far within a 30-day period. The bonus ranges from area to area, and they do change it from time to time. So you won't really know what the bonus is until you sign up. But I have a video explaining the whole Instacart bonus. But if you're looking to make extra money so that you can get yourself out of debt, I feel that Instacart is the best way because they have this awesome bonus, and then obviously you're making money anyway from doing Instacart itself. So I have that video linked up in the cards, and I also have my referral bonus in the description box if you're interested in signing up. But that's really how I got started with my debt-free journey, and I was able to knock out a few debts that first month, and then I started to work on some of the high interest credit card debt, and now I have less debt. Now I only have about $55,000 of debt now. Question number 2 is, how long do you think it will take you to get out of debt? So I think it will take me, if I'm being realistic about it, I will be out of debt by February 2021. I also had a very very ambitious goal to be out of debt by December 2019, so this year. But I realized it's like too ambitious. Unless I like win the lotto, or this product that I'm about to launch and hopefully very soon, I don't have a date yet. If that really takes off, maybe, maybe, but it's probably not realistic. So what I think is realistic, given that I do have this product that's gonna launch, I do see the growth of my YouTube channel going up. I also anticipate getting a raise of some sort with my current position. And I just feel that I'm gonna just be in a better financial place where I'm earning more money over the next year, that I think it will be possible to get out of debt by December 2020. So that's about a year and a half from now. So I fully intend to be out of debt by then, and hopefully even sooner, but I think that is a definitely doable debt or deadline to reach. And that's only 2 months from the, I guess, the super realistic time frame that I had. So I think it's definitely doable that I could be out of debt. So currently I have only one debt left. That is my student loan. So within my student loan, I do have several smaller student loans. I have probably, I think, 5 different student loan accounts, and they are subsidized and unsubsidized student loans, but they're all under one service provider, which is My Great Lakes. And right now I'm not in repayments yet because I was in deferment due to the graduate fellowship, the postdoc that I just mentioned. That postdoc qualified me to be in deferment status. And so I don't get out of deferment until October 2019. But since I paid off my car in May, I have been making a few payments towards my student loans. So I've already started to pay, even though I'm not technically due, like no money is due to them on a monthly basis yet because I'm still in repayment. And I think I also have a grace period on some of those loans as well. Not all of them, like the ones that I took out, I think, during my master's program. I don't have a grace period for those anymore, but I did take out, I think, 2 loans during my PhD program for like $3,000 to $5,000. Those still have a grace period attached to them. So yeah, some of them will go into repeating payments, some won't. Drop down in the comment section and let me know when you plan to be debt free. I really want to know if we're like on the same trajectory, or where you are in your debt-free journey, because I'd love to know that I have other people with me on this journey. And also I think it will inspire other people to know that they're not alone as well. So drop down in the comment section and leave your debt-free date down in the comment section below. But that is my only loan, but I did start off with $108,000 of debt. So that consisted of IRS debt from, I don't even know what year, but IRS debt. I had a little bit of medical debt that was like under $1,000. The IRS debt was like $1,500, $1,300. I had 2 credit cards, Bank of America and Capital One, that were maxed out. Bank of America was like maybe $17,000, maybe even $18,000 to begin with. And then the Capital One was like $3,500. And then I had my car that I originally leased but I then paid off. I have a video explaining the whole lease buyout process. So if you're in a similar situation and you are interested in buying out your lease so that you can own your car, I have that linked up in the cards here for you to check out. But that car cost about a total of $27,000, I think, with everything. And then my student loans, which started off at about almost $57,000, and now I'm at about $55,000 with that. So those are all the debts that I have, and now I have paid off more than half of the debt so far. So I'm making tremendous progress since October 2017. Question number 3 is, do you plan to reward yourself or celebrate once you are debt free? Okay, so I feel like I will, but I don't know how. I think for me, something that I really enjoy is travel. And so I probably will schedule some type of trip to celebrate my debt-free journey, but I know I won't be throwing a party or anything like that. I don't know if you guys have watched Real Housewives, not Real Housewives, Married to Medicine in Atlanta. One of the couples on that show, when they paid off their like $200,000 IRS debt, they decided to throw a party. That's not something I will be doing, but I probably will take a vacation, if anything. And then maybe I will buy myself like a thing or two, like some clothes, or I don't know, just a small, like tangible, materialistic item that will, satisfy me, because I have had to cut back a lot of things. I haven't purchased clothes or shoes a lot. I just recently purchased some clothes during Memorial Day weekend because there was a sale, and I had already saved up money to be able to do that, because I save money in my sinking fund every month. I think I put aside $50 every single month towards clothing. So that's not a lot of money to put aside to buy clothes, but it's something, so that after, I saved up for after a while, I'm able to buy something. But I clearly can't buy clothes on a regular basis, especially like good quality clothes. I can't buy clothes on a regular basis with the amount that I'm putting in a sinking fund. Definitely not shoes, So maybe I'll buy myself something like that, but definitely a trip for sure. And actually, there are a few things that I've wanted, but it's not like really on my mind. I kind of want to buy some really nice stud earrings, not diamond, but moissanite. Moissanite is like the next best to diamond. It's like a third of the price, and they have some really nice stud earrings on this one company that sells moissanites. So I might want to buy like some moissanite earrings or some type of jewelry. I don't know, but it's not something that's like really on my mind, whereas like a trip, like I'm down for a trip anytime, okay? I grew up traveling, and so I have been bitten by the travel bug since I was 6 weeks old and took my first flight. So I'm like here for traveling all the time. So I know for sure I'm gonna do that, but maybe like 1 or 2 other things to celebrate. Question number 4 is, what does your debt-free future look like, and how will it change your life? So I imagine when I pay off all my debt in December 2020 that my life won't change that much, I think, because at that point what I'll switch from paying debt to saving for to build up my emergency fund, or to save for a house if I hadn't for some reason bought a house like with a spouse or something by that point. So for sure, definitely saving for to build up my emergency fund to maybe 6 months to a year, or saving for a house. So I would imagine that my budget wouldn't actually change until after I've already achieved some of those things. But I think my goal, because I want to retire early, I did a video at the beginning of the year talking about my financial goals, my long-term financial goals. I have that linked up in the card so you have an idea more in depth of like what my plan is, how I see my debt-free future. But really, in short, what will happen is that I'll go from paying debt to saving or investing. And so I should stay on a budget, and the excess money that I have will either go to saving for some particular reason, like I said, like buying a house or to build up my emergency fund, or I will be investing even more, like maxing out 401ks, maxing out IRAs, which I already plan to do like this year, but maxing out 401ks, maxing out HSAs, investing in index funds and all that stuff. So I don't feel like my life will be different, but I will feel freer. You know what I mean? Like I'll feel like nothing is holding me down because the loans are holding me down now. But yeah, I'll just feel more free, and I'll have more options. I have more ability to leverage my time as well, because I won't have to, think about money as much. I'll be able to take the vacations that I want to take, because I should have all those things saved for to be able to take advantage of the opportunity to spend the money how I want to live a rich life, So on a budget standpoint, I don't see it being that different, just the money will be going to a different place. And then I think mentally I'll just feel free. So question number 5 is, what lessons will you pass down to your future children about money now that I have this perspective of being debt-free? So for me, I definitely want my future children, because I don't have any children, and I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, if I will have children. I'm 32 at this point. I'm very comfortable with my life. I do want children, but I'm in the position where I am comfortable where my life is, so that if it didn't happen, it just didn't happen. But if I were to have children, I would definitely teach them a lot more about money. So from early stages, they would have savings accounts, and as soon as they're able to invest, I would have them investing. I would also teach them about the value of money by, instilling them that you have to earn your money, and you have to be responsible with your money as well. One thing that I want to do for my children, but it's definitely not the first option, okay? Because scholarships are the first option every day, all day, okay? I will love to be able to have the money set aside for them if they choose to go to college, so that they don't have to incur any debt. But like I said, scholarships first. They need to be working well in school so that they can earn themselves some scholarships, just like I did. And then anything else that's not covered by the scholarship, I would love to be able to pay for those, things. Or if they're able to get a full ride through college and they want to go on to grad school, I would love to take on that opportunity to pay for grad school for them, so that they don't have to have any debt. And I know people who have no debt, they're in such better financial stages. I actually have a coworker who her parents actually did the same thing that I just laid out. She got a scholarship for undergrad, and then for grad school, her parents pay for grad school for her. And so at the age of, I think she's 28, she's been able to buy a house. I think she buys a lot of materialistic things, a little bit too much, but she's able to not really think about, finances so much, in the sense that I have to think about finances in the limiting ways that I have to think about finances. So that's something that I would want to do for them. And aside from that, I grew up really with watching my dad be an entrepreneur. He had his own truck mechanic business, and he also had a few trucks as well that he ran on the road, and he was an entrepreneur. And so although part of me worked towards having a job, part of me has always found more comfort in entrepreneurship and making your own money. So that's something that I also want to instill in them, have them know how to make their own money. And I also want to be able to support them in whatever business endeavors they might choose to go into. And so I just want to prepare them to have a much better life financially than I did. And obviously, because I hope to be in a better situation, they'll live in better conditions, they'll have more opportunities than I had, and yeah, they'll just have a better life than I had. And I think that's what everyone aspires for with their children. So if I ever have children, that's what I plan to teach them and how I plan to offer them, you know, the things that I plan to offer them in the world financially. I hope that you enjoyed that debt-free tag. If you want to learn a little bit more about my debt-free journey and where I really started, I have a video here for you to check out that discuss how I got into $108,000 of debt. And I also have a few videos here linked that will talk to you about how I budget, so you can actually see the progress that I'm making towards being debt free. And I really appreciate you for watching and joining me on this channel. And if you haven't joined already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when I release a new video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.